the morning of day 187. Look at this. Oh, I love the Sierra, dude. Slept really well. Got probably more sleep than I have in a super long time. It's like 5:30, so not the earliest start, but that's okay. Definitely early enough, I think, considering how much time is in the day. I'm not really trying to be hiking for 14 or 15 hours a day anyway, so this is pretty perfect. Today I have like 10 miles. Damn, I probably should have camped here. It's so nice. Of course, it's right around the corner from where I actually camped. But I have 10 miles today. Get to the junction for Cottonwood. Right now my pack is so light. I have like no food, no water. I'm gonna pick up a bear can, 5.5 days of food. So that's gonna be hard, but that's okay. Today seems similar in elevation to yesterday, so shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, I'm barely hiking, I'm out of breath. Wow, the shadow on those mountains. The birds are chirping. Today, I'm feeling grateful for the fact that this is my third time hiking through the Sierra, and I'm 29 years old. I think that's so lucky. That's the energy I'm channeling today. Is like, this might be hard, but I'm incredibly grateful to be here. And I mean, I don't know, I think today's gonna be good. I guess I'm just trying to assume that it's gonna be hard and tiring just to keep a healthy head on my shoulders. I was just really tired at the end of the day yesterday, but I probably should have eaten more and drank more. And I think just off the bat immediately, it's gonna be an easier day because I spent the night, you know, just shy of 11,000 feet. The backdrop to this video, ridiculous. But yeah, I'm just feeling really grateful. It's kind of crazy to think, like, I don't feel that young. I mean, I'm kind of young, but I do feel kind of old these days. But to be 29, and this is my third time on the PCT hiking through the Sierra Nevada. Once north, another time south, and now north again. My favorite part is just getting up early and watching the sunrise over these mountains or over these mountain passes. I would love to try to, you know, time as many of these passes as I can for sunrise. That's something that I did pretty frequently in 2022. I would try to hit them all for sunrise, start in the dark. But I mean, it's just totally dependent on where I wind up and everything like that. We'll see. My goal right now is to hopefully go as far as possible today. Well, obviously go as far as possible. But if I did something closer to, if I was closer to the 35 end versus the 30, then there's a really good chance tomorrow I'll go up and over Forester and Glen Pass, which would be really good. Then I would be able to do double passes the following day. And yeah, I mean, this half of the Sierra is like the more challenging half. I really think it's just the first like 4 or 5 passes that are gonna have, maybe 5 passes, that are gonna have any snow. And from comments are almost a week old at this point, or at least by the time I hit these passes, they'll be about a week old. So I'll be curious to see how accurate they are. But most of them are saying the north sides of these passes have no snow. So you only are going through like maybe a mile of snow on your descent. Which honestly by now, like, it's really hot out here and snow melts fast. So it might even be less. So we'll see. Less is more, just for timing and everything like that. Even, I mean, a mile of snow up by these passes, like, that's not bad. I'll take that because getting slowed down for a mile, that's not a big deal. Most people who were out here 2 or 3 weeks ago, there was probably snow where I am right now. Seems like it was very likely that there was snow really anywhere above 10,000 feet or like 10 and a half, just based off some of the videos I've seen. And now it's like there's only snow way higher. And then the comments at the passes in the second half of the Sierra, which I don't know if that'll be after VVR or after Kearsarge. I just can't remember. But all of those passes have no snow on the trail, so that's killer. Probably could send my microspikes home if I go into Mammoth, but we'll just have to see how everything plays out. I'm curious if I am going to get service this morning on top of Cottonwood and near there. I've been checking today, haven't really gotten any, which isn't a big deal, but I'm just like a little nervous about trying to find my bear can in these bear boxes at this campground, because Jay was just banking on me getting service, so maybe I should turn my Garmin on and see if he messaged me. All right, I'm on the side trail right now, heading down to this campground. Never got service, so wish me luck. Like, I obviously didn't get photos or anything of like where my bear can is, but I mean, Jay had told me like it was gonna be in a bear box near the hiking area, so yeah. And he messaged me and said he thought it should be pretty obvious, so we are hoping. It's a bummer to go downhill. It's like a give and a get, honestly. Like, I think I'm gonna drop like 500 feet, and then because I have to climb back up 500 feet, and the trail that I would have been on and climb 500 feet, I think I'll wind up doing like 1,100 feet of elevation gain to go up Cottonwood Pass, which is, I mean, it's one of these mountains behind me. But that's not bad. And I mean, I do think it's probably pretty helpful to get to feel so good yesterday and be like really light. We'll see how the rest of the day goes, but I've been feeling like really strong, and like the little bit of fog I was feeling yesterday at the end of the day in my head has been gone all morning. So yeah, I think worth being light for a day in the morning if I could. We're about to get dang heavy, but that's okay. Yeah, then I'm going up one of those mountains, which is cool. But then after I get up, the nice thing is I have like 10 miles of kind of like chilling, cruising, and some downhill. And then another climb. I'm trying to do 35 miles today. That would take me to a river crossing, which would be nice to get done. And then I could camp at a bear box, which would be nice in case all my food doesn't fit in my bear canister. Because am I carrying the 450? Yeah, of course I am. The 500 wouldn't fit in my backpack. So my bear can's tiny, and I have 6 days, 5.5, 6 days of food. But yeah, probably like half mile away now. Almost there. We did it. Okay, that just, dude, I was just starting to panic so hard. There's like 100 bear boxes here, and I checked like 3 of them, and yeah, like, I don't know, I was just starting to panic, but I just found mine. All right, carrying no food, no bear can. Those days are over. Now I have, I mean, hopefully enough food to get to Red's Meadow. I physically couldn't fit all of the food in my pack. Yeah, so I left, I mean, probably 1,500 calories behind in that box. It just, even shoving things in every outside pocket I have, every crevice, fanny pack, I couldn't take it all. So, I mean, I'll definitely have enough to get to VVR. I just was really hoping to not have to go to VVR once I realized how close Red's Meadow was, but we'll see. I mean, considering how heavy it is, like, it's not like the worst, but I obviously haven't started climbing yet. It'll be very interesting to see how the like 1,100 foot climb up from this parking lot is. But what can you do? So little snow, yay! Chicken Spring Lake. That makes it easier. How you? All right, a little midday update. It's after 1. I've gone almost 22 and a half miles, so I have like a little less than 15 left. With the side trail down to Cottonwood added about 1.6, so it was going to be a 35-mile day. It'll probably be a 36.5. But I would like to camp at this spot because I know all my food doesn't fit in my bear can, and it has a bear box. So it would just be heartwarming to be able to store my food in a bear box. I've seen a ton of hikers, so I hope it's not crazy busy or anything like that. I've passed probably 10 JMT hikers who all started today. But yeah, feeling really good. That climb coming up from Cottonwood, it's not like it was the most elevation. It was like 1,200 feet or something. But like yesterday, doing a climb that seemed, you know, honestly a little bit easier, that it felt so hard. And then I loaded up with all this food and water, and the climb felt not too bad. I definitely feel like right around the time that I got my food, my brain like shifted out of the foggy state it was in from altitude. I usually can kind of feel it flip like a switch, honestly. I'll be curious to see over the next couple days and like later today and stuff, but yeah, I felt really good coming up that climb. I mean, like, it was tiring carrying my insanely heavy backpack, but I didn't feel like additionally exhausted by the altitude, so that's cool. I have like 4 or 5 miles of downhill right now, then I'm gonna get water. Then I have like the last really big climb of the day, and then a couple of small climbs that kind of just going up and down until I drop down to camp. Thank God for wind gear. Look at all those freaking mosquitoes. Ugh. Not a bad day. 36.65. Very little elevation gain. Not even 6K. I'm so excited. This is gonna be freaking delicious. This is what I think of when I think of the Sierra. Look at them all. I mean, luckily, I don't care when I'm at camp because I get set up with my layers on and now I'm safe. But I never want this when I'm hiking. I'm about to go to bed. I don't think I mentioned, when I was 27 miles into the day today, I stopped off to get water. I still had like 11 miles to go to get to camp for the night. I saw like 2 people leaving the water, and I kind of was like preoccupied with like thinking about, I don't know, sometimes I think about like, oh, I'm gonna see those people in a few minutes. I took my pack off and I looked up and there was like a guy in front of me, and he said something like, oh, I can't believe it's you, or
look who it is or something. And I was just so not expecting to see them that it took so long to realize that it was Queen Liz, who I hiked like 800 miles with on the PCT in 2022. And then just last year, before I did the CDT, when I was living in Philly, he got injured while he was hiking the Appalachian Trail. He was gonna do the Te Aurora, the Appalachian Trail, and the CDT all in 1 year, but he got injured partway through the AT. But he did the TA, and he was just needed to finish the AT and the CDT. Doesn't matter, that's not the point. But he stayed with me for a little bit when that happened. But I was just out in the woods at a water source in the Sierra, and there he was with his girlfriend, and they're out doing like Mount Whitney to Kearsarge Pass. But that was the craziest thing. And at the time I was honestly feeling super tired, like not enthusiastic about the rest of the day, and they were going another mile further and camping and having a short day. But just like seeing him and talking to them and stuff, like made the rest of the day so much better. It went by pretty quick. I will say when I was like 34 miles in, I saw a water source and it seemed like there was going to be places to camp. So I was just going to say screw it and stop a couple miles early, but there weren't any tent sites. So that's the only thing that kept me going. That's why I got to this like water source with bear boxes and stuff. Ran into 4 hikers right before I got here, and one of the girls that's been like following along this year, I'm pretty sure her name's Bean Sprout. But they camped on the other side of the river, so I never saw them again. But I just had a really good dinner, just hanging out. I actually feel really good. And I think tomorrow I have to do a slightly shorter day than today, more like 32 or 33 or something, because of camping. I'll be able to do 2 passes, but in order to do the 3rd pass, it would have to be like a 38-mile day because of where I'm camping right now. So like, yeah, I could have done 3 passes in a day if I had camped closer to Forester, but that would have also been like a 38 or 40-mile day. So 2 will be enough. I did Pinchot Pass previously for sunrise, so I'll do that for sunrise the day after tomorrow. But that's all I got. I'm about to go to bed. I'm pretty tired. Can just do this all again tomorrow.